Welcome everyone to AquaTalks episode 8, and it's time for us to now start the session.
Yes. Thanks a lot. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I see, people are joining slowly. We have also circulated the link. I believe in another 5 minutes, everyone should be here. So we can go ahead with the session, I believe. So to the ones who have already joined, good evening. A warm welcome to Aqua Talks episode 8. The topic which we are discussing today is Aqua Horizon, Envisioning 2030 and beyond. A little introduction about the AquaTalks session. This is Maitri Aquatech's flagship thought leadership platform created to convene global voices that are shaping the future of water, right? Over the past months, AquaTalks has evolved into a space where leaders engage leaders, bridging the industry, government, as well as innovation to reimagine water not just as a resource, but as a driver of resilience, growth, and human progress. So coming to our theme today, which is around the Aqua Horizon, envisioning 2030 and beyond, reflects the urgency and the opportunity of this movement, right? Since we are edging closer to 2030 SDG goals, water has clearly emerged as a defining lever of competitiveness, sustainability, as well as, right, like you all know, the collaboration. So this evening is all about looking beyond scarcity and into a horizon where water becomes central to innovation, investment, as well as value creation. So it is my, privilege to introduce our distinguished panelists who are leading this change. First, Mr. Amarnath Paluru, who is the Senior Director, EHS and Sustainability Biocon Limited. He is a seasoned sustainability leader. Mr. Amarnath brings deep expertise into effluent treatment, water and waste management, as well as green chemistry, which are all crucial to transforming the pharmaceutical sector into a water-wise industry, right? Next, Mr. Tony Thomas, who is the Group Manager, ESG from All Cargo Logistics. Mr. Tony has over a decade in environment strategy as well as ESG reporting. Mr. Tony oversees ESG efforts across 6 entities at All Cargo, including 4 listed firms. His work consistency champions placing water on par with carbon in sustainability roadmaps for logistics, right? Last but not the least, we have Mr. Manesh Kumar Kher, Head of Sustainability at Laguna Clothing. Mr. Manesh leads Laguna's climate as well as ESG programs driving net zero targets, circularity, and water use reduction, proving how the apparel sector can pursue growth while staying water resilient, especially in vulnerable regions. And to lead all of this and the session, we are honored to have our very own Mr. Asim Kumar, who is Director of Sustainability Maitri Aquatech, as our moderator today. Mr. Asim brings a rare combination of clarity and depth in steering complex multi-stakeholder discussions such as this. He has been the moderator in the past 7 episodes, and we are confident that he'll help surface key insight and spark meaningful dialogue in this session as well. With that, it is my pleasure and honor to hand over to our very own moderator, Mr. Asim Kumar. Please go ahead, sir. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you, Anubhuti, and thank you, Akhileshwar. And most welcome to all the speakers, the esteemed panelists, and also the joinees, because we exist because of them. And I have one admission to make before I formally start. My praise that Akhil just now presented, I had only scripted that. So on that note, I welcome you to the 8th session of our own Aqua Talks, which are, making waves as they should, as they must. And today we stand at a situation where 1 in every 3 people in the world is facing water scarcity. And the most troubling part here is that whatever water is available, even that is not fit for human consumption or good for the environment. So people have been doing business of water, but to me, and I'm sure most of you will agree with me, water is not business. Water is nature. And the moment we start abusing nature for business, and personal gain or corporate gains, we are doing a disservice to humanity as well as to the planet. So it is in this light today we have experts with us who have hands-on and they've dirtied their hands, because water on one side is the life giver, on the other side it is just a chemical, but a natural thing, a beautiful thing, and something which without which we cannot even imagine that life can exist. So with this, we are talking of a situation where we know very well that SDGs 2030, we have some targets, and the situation is not very positive. It's grim, but still, being humans, being the ever positive race, we know that at the horizon, if we keep on working hard and positively together and speed and scale things, we can make and save our planet. We can make it a better place to live. And it is in this context that we are talking about the Aqua Horizon or Aqua Vision and 2030 and beyond, because 2030 is just a milestone. And so we have to look beyond that. And I really feel very excited whenever, intelligent and experienced minds, people who have committed themselves to the cause and the passion of purpose, when they come together, and that too from diverse sectors, it becomes a very good, recipe for solutions and for best learning practices. So our style remains the same. I will come one by one to the panelists with a general question, and which they can, because it will be sector specific, so they can bring in their own learnings, their own sectors. And subsequently, one round will be where I will be asking specific questions of the panelists, and subsequently we will have a Q&A round where the joinees, the people who are attending, listening to us, they will be asking questions. So it could be to all speakers or any particular one that they write in the chat box. That will be, I think, conducted by Anubhuti and Akhleshwar. And so here it goes. I come to Amarnath ji first, and the general question is that as we look towards 2030 and beyond, what does the Aqua Horizon or Aqua Vision mean for your sector? And how do you see water sustainability becoming central to the three essential pillars of innovation, strategy, and resilience? Over to Amarnath. Kindly unmute yourself, sir.
Sorry. First of all, good evening, everyone. I would like to thank Maitri, Asimji, Akhleshwar, and Anubhuti for giving me this opportunity to share my views in terms of pharma industry with related to water and wastewater. As you said, I am because water, yes, what you said, the vision, the envisioning 2030, it is one of the Aqua Horizon series, I can say, the envisioning 2030 and beyond, and it refers to a kind of a forward-looking vision of water sustainability, innovation, and stewardship aligned with the UN Sustainability Development Goals, particularly SDG 6. It is like clean water and sanitation. So it emphasizes anticipating future challenges in water availability, quality, and governance, while exploring opportunity for technology, policy, and collaboration. It is not only SDG, and this SDG 6 is intersected with other SDG goals like health SDG 3, food security SDG 2, and as well as clean energy SDG 7, and climate action SDG 13, and sustainability cities, so SDG 12. So without addressing the water challenges, progressing in these areas um, remains very incomplete. This is my first view when in terms of water. And coming to pharma industry, pharma industry is a kind of I can say it's a different industry when compared to other industry, because where we manufacture products which are for the human consumption. So here the pharmaceutical manufacturing is typically water intensive, and it generates complex effluents, multiple wastewater streams in terms of reaction quenching, solvent containing streams. At the same time, scrubber blowdowns, which can contain high COD and TDS, and some are toxic, and which contains organics as well as APIs, active pharmaceutical ingredients, including antibiotics, and that raises environmental as well as AMR concerns also. So this makes conventional single-step biological treatment often it is an very inadequate. So generally, these green chemistry concepts directly reduces water use in terms of design for fewer water-free unit operations, as well as safer water-friendly solvent selection, and catalysis and biocatalysis, where we use enzymes instead of the traditional chemicals, and flow chemistry and process intensification, as well as material selection and reagent choices. For example, if I say what kind of impact of solvents and the greenness, I can say, suppose if we want to produce 1 kg of active pharmaceutical ingredient, we need 100 kg of raw materials. Out of this 100 kg, solvents and water represent more than 80%. So this is the impact. I can say that pharmaceutical industry is more water intensified, and we, with the help of this green chemistry, we can reduce the impact by reduction of water amount and by using of the green solvents. For example, I will quote one example. There is a solvent called 2-methyl THF. It is called 2-methyl tetrahydrofuran. So generally, it comes from the renewable feedstock, and it has a low carbon footprint, and it is easily biodegradable, and not importantly not soluble in water, and its boiling point is too low, and there are no VOC, also volatile organic chemicals, and it is very easy to recycle. So it is a correct replacement for the THF. So in our organization, there is a lot of research and development is going on to replace the THF with the 2-methyl THF, and we have succeeded in a couple of the products also. So this is how we are contributing the footprint in terms of water as well as the carbon with related to green chemistry. And more importantly, the solvent is more stable with low flammability and moderate toxicity. And this is one of the best example in terms of the green chemistry. Like that, there are many green chemical solvents like ethyl lactate, valorolactin. Still, it is under R&D, research and development, because again, one is regulatory impact, and due to because already the DMF filings has been done earlier with these traditional solvents, and first of all, we need to successfully do the R&D, and then it is scale up operations. Then again, DMF filing at the regulatory and approval from the regulatory authorities, then scaling up in the plant level. So there are hurdles also, legal hurdles, regulatory also, but still industry is developing and going forward in terms of the green chemistry.
Thank you, Amarnath. I am really touched by the fact that the concept of green chemistry has come to focus, which is something that in the Indian, context, we have not so far heard that much, and I'm sure this is something which will attract our attention, and we'll be able to further understand and implement whatever it needs to create and maintain and develop green chemistry. So coming back to now with the same question to Tony. Tony, where are you? I can't see you.
I'm here. I'm here. I think I was taken
Yeah.
out of the meeting. I've come back.
Oh, fantastic. So it is the same question for you, that for your sector, which is a very, very tough and one of the most complex sectors, because more than machines, it has to do a lot with people, and it has social responsibility from one part of the world to the other part of the world, so to say. And with businesses being described as supply chains, because they say supply chains compete and businesses really do not. So it is in this context, what does the Aqua vision mean for your sector, and how do you see your sector, taking up water sustainability so that innovation, strategy, and resilience can all be maintained? Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. And I just want to confirm whether I'm audible enough. My words are clear so that I can continue.
Yes,
All
yes.
right, thank you. Thank you. Just a quick introduction. So, the logistics company that I work for is All Cargo at the group level, and we've got 130 odd subsidiaries, JVs, associates, out of which the top six companies is what we focus on, out of which four are listed, two are unlisted. We've got around 29 offices, 740 business units, 71 warehouses, container freight station, and a presence in 180 odd countries. Now, the first challenge for us as a business, considering only oil cargo at the moment, is geography. So there are multiple regulations to look at. It's very difficult across countries if you look at regulations and compliance with respect to various ESG compliance, not just water. That becomes a tricky task. But majority of our, since it's an Indian company, based headquartered in India, we look at Indian regulations primarily for these six entities. And we're an asset-light company. We don't really own your CFSs or warehouses. These are all leased assets. So that is one of the challenges. It could be probably a blessing for the business, but it could also be a challenge when it comes to tracking. The logistics sector apparently, I would say, is not a driver of the market. It is only a support to various businesses that need us to help their business thrive across the globe. So we come in as our tier one partners to various businesses. The motivation that can come across to tier one partners like us in logistics space specifically can come from customers, where investors, customers can drive the requirements stating that this is something that we need. Now we have a lot of customers, a lot of companies who come to us asking for a supplier ESG assessment. Either it could be in their own format, it could be EcoVadis, it could be EcoEdge, or it could be other formats that they have. In this, they require us to fill all their information regarding ESG, including water. And this is one of the ways in which, a tier one partner could be motivated to, partake in the ESG performance and water especially as well, since the focus here is water. Now, since we are seeing this shift happening at the moment, all the big companies, what they're doing is asking these tier one partners to start reporting only. They are not assessing at the moment what is your performance. They just want the data to come so that they're doing one step at a time. Once they have this data in, they will start assessing all the responses in the second year, maybe the third year, and then there will be a question that may come that, see, this is something that we have taken up as a group goal or an entity goal, and we want you as a supplier or a partner to us to adhere to that thing that we have uptaken as a target. It could be water neutrality, it could be water positive, it could be some other way of water consumption or tracking or intensity for that matter. So that is one of the things that could be motivating. And the level of tracking that we currently have after in-depth materiality assessment that we had undertaken through our internal and external stakeholders water was not one of the primary areas when it comes to logistics. So that is one of the reasons why it is not currently a hot topic for us to work on. But still, we have already started working on this in a phase-wise manner. We have started working on our prime projects, which are large enough. Okay, and when you look at the motivation that has now come from the government is the liquid waste management rules 2024. So this rules that has come will be applicable from 1st of October, and it will follow a similar pattern of the extended producer responsibility that is there. So I'm not sure if everyone is aware of extended producer responsibility. It started with plastic waste, then it has now come up to battery waste. It is now going to, breach the textile industry also. Going forward, packaging is in the mix, and battery is there, e-waste is there. So many other EPRs are now in place. So it's a similar model that they will be running on. The liquid waste management rules requires disclosures of how much water you're consuming, with requisite reporting that is required, and in the form of annual returns to be filed by June 30. So this is one of the motivation that can come, and they have defined who should, who will qualify for such compliance requirements, etc. But the formats and the compliance requirements of submissions of these annual returns are still not out there, and we are still awaiting all those discussions and decisions to come out. Now, coming to challenges apart from logistics, see, one of the challenges that, currently I would ask myself is, what is stopping me as an individual to drink water from a freshwater body? So the first question that will come to me is that it is dirty because I can see an STP releasing some primary treated water, or I'm not sure whether it is treated or not. So the question that comes to me is, how can I solve this, or come around this one? So in the government, there is a project called as SAFAR, SAFAR, which is more air emissions based, and it has in various locations tracking is happening, and they are displaying this board with all the air emission parameters. Similarly, all the STPs that are there, which are in any way connected to stormwater drains, or river bodies, or wherever there is an outlet that it is provided, it should have some kind of metering, and it should have a dashboard that is going to a central pollution control board, and every place nearby has to have this display, so that immediately someone can report any anomaly. Centrally it can be tracked, all that system can happen. The second thing that makes me wonder, okay, let's assume that this has solved my problem, and the water that is going in is very clean, now I can drink it. But the second problem that I see is waste management. So waste is one of the other areas that is causing a problem for me when it comes to drinking water. Yeah, I'm sorry, is there a question for me?
No, no, please continue. That
Yeah,
was some
I'm so
random
sorry
noise.
about it. Yes, so this is one of the challenges that gets me there. And the third problem that I see is a worry from the agricultural runoffs. And we are all aware of the amount of land available, arable land that is available for cultivation, to so many mouths to feed. And with that, you need to have utilization of fertilizers. But there has been, people are not learned, or they're aware enough of what are the consequences of these fertilizers when it comes to runoffs, and these agricultural runoffs ultimately end up in the water streams as per the drainage pattern. So these are some of the problems that I see. And the other challenges when I talk about buildings, construction, and areas is smart metering, which will slowly happen, eventually happen. But then mandates for water audits, like BRSR requires top 150, 250 in stages to start auditing and reporting, having third-party assurance. So that becomes a motivation for top 1000. But if I I would not say it is fair enough for the industries that may not be water intensive, but I would rather have the Indian body to look at water intensive companies in the descending order, and start targeting them to probably have these targets in the form of how we have something called as an emission trading system. So it is globally there for emissions basically, And they also started in a manner where they understood where is energy intensive or emission intensive in a phase-wise manner. So they covered these respective sectors. Similarly, if water audit could be something that is mandated across, then it would really help the industries also. One of the problems that is there is tanker water. So everywhere there is tanker water, but we don't know where the tanker is getting it from. And businesses need water, but government is not able to provide. So these become challenges, and then we have groundwater. Once we have this abstraction, CGWA body is that is taking care of it. But if I am in a remote location, most of these people, what they do is they have these abstractions happening and they do not report it. So if someone doesn't report it, it is not visible. So as we say, out of sight, out of mind, or what is not there doesn't exist. That sort of a mechanism is something that could be around, and people manage in remote locations. They manage, with air quotes. So these are some of the challenges. Other challenges is water leakage across our piping network. So we don't really have monitors which could suggest pressure drops in the pipeline and quick, turnaround time for repairs or mechanisms to address those or report those also. So these are one of the things. But motivations that I would say is the liquid waste management rules that will probably push a lot of entities falling in that particular bracket to start reporting. Then that I feel will cover all our industries also for reporting, and then it will have some compliances also. So that is a great motivator. Smart metering system will happen soon for all our houses, etc. So we'll have water being, metered, and then later on, once it is metered, there will be rationing of water that is provided. Currently, it is at 130 liters per capita per day per person at the moment, but I'm pretty sure, like if you've been in Mumbai, water is only given to you or sent out in pipelines for 2 times a day, which is morning 50 minutes and evening 50 minutes. So people are very prudent there because they know that is when water will come. They have to do all their tasks during that time, and they have to be very careful when they store water, use water, and they're very careful about it. This is something that will come with cultural shift from schools, homes, prudent usage of water. And then obviously we have our all mechanisms for waste reduction, water reduction, conservation, rainwater harvesting, groundwater recharge, and also targeting intensive industry. So this is something that probably I personally feel that could be a good strategy for the water sector to pick up on. Thank you.
Thank you. So this was quite comprehensive, and the thing that stood out most for me was your individual perspective. Because unless as individuals you know, I always feel that somebody else is there to solve my problems. It is not my problem, but that is not the right attitude. Uh, I have to look in the mirror and say that, who I am. Am I wasting water? Am I polluting the air or whatever it is? So really, really thankful to you for, taking us down that path. Now I move over to MK, so to say, Nesh Kumar, KR, and request him to reflect with his thoughts on the vision of water for his sector, because I think Tony also mentioned garment manufacturing, where EPR is going to come very soon. But I'm sure progressive organizations like Laguna are already in a different league, which is much higher. And we would like to hear from the horse's mouth as to what the situation is and how have you, managed to keep the three pillars in mind of resilience, innovation, and strategy. Because unless it's a part of your business strategy, it will not interest you. Over to MK.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you, Maitri team, for arranging this Aqua Talks. It is very essential because whole world is now going behind carbon footprint and carbon emissions only. So the people who are there, they are not understanding that water is also a important thing, and we need to look for water footprint. So instead of carbon footprint, I think we should add carbon footprint plus water footprint. And for me, A quick introduction about my organization. Myself, Manish, heading sustainability for Laguna, India. We are a garment manufacturer located in Bangalore. And we have a strong sustainability strategy where water is a part of it. And luckily, our leadership is very much focused on not to become inside the carbon tunnel. It is called as carbon tunnel because most of the companies are having strategies which is mainly focused into emissions and carbon utilization, all the things only. But we as a company, as a group, we are having a target of water preservation and to become water positive by 2040. So here, if I tell that water sustainability or aqua horizon, how it is reflecting to us is that water, when water is considered as a resource or a raw material kind of thing in our industry, then it will be we will be achieving a sustainable business because water is an essential part in our whole supply chain as well as in our business. From the cultivation of cotton to the end user, water is an essential part. So what we feel that water footprint is also very much important. Beyond there is no standards as of now, or there is no data as of now that Mr. Tony was mentioning that there is a supply chain involved in most of the business, and the supply chain has their own perceptions. And water was considered as a infinite resource in most of the cases earlier, but now we can see that tanker waters are used, and many organizations are now in a situation that they need to step down, or they need to reduce the productions because of the water availability. So I'm witnessing that. It is in Bangalore and surrounding Bangalore. There are many organizations they are suffering because of the water. So here, for us, water is a important pillar in our sustainability goal, and we are identifying that as a important fact. If water, for example, now for the cotton cultivation, if you see in some places in India only, I'm considering in some states it is taking around 5,000 liters to cultivate 1 kg of cotton, and in some places it is going up to 11,000 liter for a kg of cotton, and we are using in tons. If you take in a year, we are using in tons. So how much water we are consuming for agriculture, and the main process of making the fabric and making the dyeing. Dyeing is a water intensive process, and we are generating a lot of wastewater from the dyeing, printing. All the things are very chemical oriented, and it is generating a lot of wastewater. So when we talk about water, we need to have a focus on wastewater also. We need to see wastewater as a resource. Some organizations are looking in that way. They are utilizing the wastewater by using latest technologies like zero discharge systems are available. So they are using back into their systems. That too, I think 80% to 90% they are able to recover the water and they are using it. But many of the companies are not able to recover the water, and they will be going for fresh resources only. So that is a very big impact, and the mindset we need to change that. The circularity, when we a lot of now people are talking about circular material, circularity. We need to use the material again and again, but that has not come into water. So water, people think that yeah, that is a so always we need to use the fresh water or resource we need to get in. So that I think we need to look into. We need to change the way we are thinking, and circularity should come into water also. So whatever water we are using, we need to reuse that into our process directly. So that kind of a system we should have. But saying that being a textile or a garment industry, we have a lot of regulations applicable, and there are third-party monitoring, and the brands are monitoring. So a lot of regulations are applicable, especially if you are focusing on US and European markets. So like ZDHC, zero discharge of hazardous chemicals, all the things are applicable for us. And there are something like MRSL and RSL, like manufacturing restricted substances or restricted substances. All the things are coming into picture. And here what now we are focusing is that we are, instead of going for a conventional cotton, we are emphasizing or we have a strategy to go with organic cotton, that which is having lesser water consumption compared to the conventional cotton. So around 50 percentage of reduction. And the thing is, there is no actual data available because these are all estimates and assumptions only. There is when you go to the farmland, there is no accurate meter, there is no IoT meter or any kind of meters are available. So what happens? The estimates, the data which they provide, only we will go. But still, in the organic cotton, there are a lot of water savings are happening, and we are trying to focus on organic cotton. Now you see the challenge is that getting the organic cotton. The people, the organic farms are very less, and the people who are there and they are very expert in conventional cotton, they don't want to shift to organic. That is also one of the thing. So the cost of organic cotton is high, and at the same time, we need to book early. The availability of organic cotton is also a challenge. So water is an essential part in our industry, and water from the beginning of cultivation of cotton till we convert that into a garment, the water is an essential part. So this is what we feel that as a company, Laguna feels that Aqua Horizon is when we consider water as a resource, essential resource, or a raw material equivalent to raw material, then we are successful. And this cannot be done only with one company or one organization. It needs a collective effort. Saying that we have 5 tiers or some 4 to 5 tiers in our supply chain for each product. So all the tiers should take the actions. Maybe some tiers are having more water intensity, some tiers are less. It should start from the farm. So everybody has to contribute, even the employees of the company. Even if you see that we are a dry unit, basically, we are not using the water for the directly for the process, but still the water intensity is high. So as a organization, what we are trying to do is to reduce the water footprint. Is that we revamped our rainwater harvesting system, and we collect the rainwater, and wherever possible we are using rainwater as an alternate. For example, the one which we are using now is we have a boiler. So in the boiler we are using rainwater. The rainwater is connected to a purifier or a water treatment plant. It's not purifying, it's a treated water. The treated water is being used. So by that we reduce the some impact or a load on the blue water. So borewell water has been reduced. The next action what we have taken is that groundwater recharging. So per day we were taking around 1 lakh liter in a day. Every day we used to take out, and in one summer we found that heat, we could not get the water. Only 30 minutes pump will run, then water goes off. Then we wait for 2 hours or 2.5 hours. Then water will accumulate. Then we take out. So 24 hours this activity used to run. So we realized that we cannot run like that. So purchasing water is one option, but that is the quality of water, as Mr. Tony told. From where it is coming, we don't know. So that we need the source. So we implemented or we revamped the rainwater collection and recharging. We dedicatedly done. The problem is there also some challenges are there, like rains are not regular, or sometimes huge rain, sometimes less rain. So huge rain comes, it overflows. The tank overflows. A lot of water waste happens. So we overcome that also. like we had a live recharge system. Whenever rain happens, the recharging, once the tank is half full, the recharge system will start and continuously it will recharge so that the maximum water, and for that we fix the meter also so that we can directly see how much water we have recharged. So right now we can see that around 12 to 15% of total water consumption is being recharged. After taking so much of action, we are able to do. So there is a lot of opportunity for here also. So if most of the companies can look into rainwater harvesting and recharging that into use for groundwater recharging, or it can be used in the processes wherever applicable. All the processes it is not suitable, of course, but wherever possible, if we are utilizing, that will be best way to sustain because water cannot be manufactured. It should be taken from one of the resource only. So rainwater will be the resource. And the second point is that reducing the water intensity. So per product, what is the water footprint? Per person, what is the water footprint? This way we should calculate and reduce the water intensity. That is the only way to sustain with respect to the water. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy that you spent so much time and also talked of various measures. But the one thing that stood out, you said water cannot be manufactured. And this is one statement which has made our day today at Mathri, because we are manufacturers of water. Just close your eyes for a minute and think what will happen if you get water, the world's purest water, without dependence on any external source, no groundwater, no tap water, no municipal water, and you are not taking any water, and therefore you are actually helping save the water. And that is exactly the technology that Mathri uses. And therefore, while there are specific questions, in the background of the fact that we are doing this transformational change in the water space, and particularly the drinking water space, because whatever efforts the world is doing are not enough to ensure a timely completion of the groundwater and rejuvenation and leak checks and infrastructure upgrade. What to us remains the first concern is that there should be water for people to exist, in terms of drinking water, in terms of sanitation, in terms of potable water. And if we can do that without touching any of the existing water sources, the pressure there will go down, and there will come a stage when things will start falling into place. With this submission, I come one by one to the panelists with the questions which are very short kind of questions, and I will request you to answer only in 2 minutes, because there are a lot of questions there. And so I come to Amarnath Garu first. So while you talked about the green chemistry and advanced waste water management, what do you think can air to water, that is the water which is not dependent on any external source or existing source, can be a game changer in an industry like the pharma industry, where the uses can be multiple, because it's a raw material also, but at the same time it is used in very special kind of specifications. I would say that grades are different. So Amarnath ji, I would request you to tell us something about this aspect, please. Over to you.
Cindy, coming just now, right now, Manish has touched upon the ZLD system. So just now, before coming to this meeting, we had a meeting along with CII, who everyone knows, Confederation of Industry, but is one of the most reputed. They are working in different areas. So one of the area is sustainability. So they have got the separate vertical called CII Godrej Green Business Center. Saurabh Godrej Green Business Center, which is located at Hyderabad. So that is the first building outside the US. It was certified by the US Green Building Council as a platinum building in 2003. Outside the US, this is the first building, and this was inaugurated by our Sri late President APJ Abdul Kalam ji in 2004. And at that time, they have done a kind of root zoning treatment, and they have achieved around 35% of reduction in the potable water. So then we have implemented this Greenco rating when I was in previous industry. It is called Arizona. It is also pharma industry. So at that time, there is no some specific sector specific guideline for the pharma industry. So while implementing this guideline, we have faced a lot of problems because, as I said earlier, so unlike other industry, pharma industry manufacture drugs which are consumption for the humans. So most of the water we cannot reuse in the products, and there are a lot of strict regulations from the international regulatory authorities like US FDA and Australia TZA. So percentage of recycle can be done, but percentage of reuse of the recycled water, there are certain limitations where we can't consume the maximum percentage of recycled water because of these kind of limitations. So we have worked with the CII, and we have developed a separate guideline for the especially for the pharma industry. And today they are coming up with the new guideline and new certification system for the zero liquid discharge (ZLD). So this is the first steering committee which we have just now we have done that steering. We have participated in that meeting along with the other industry like apparel industry, pharma, and different industries. And we have framed one guideline. So maybe in the next month they are having the waste management summit in the Pune. So they are going to release that first pilot guideline related to ZLD by the CAA. So in that, if you see, they have the separate. They have made the certain guidelines related to the GLD. So they have taken the KPIs like key performance indicators to develop this guideline, especially for the ZLD. So they have made a process wastewater as one of the criteria, and domestic effluent and rainwater. And at the same time, what they have done, they have taken the credit requirement in different areas like leadership and commitment, regulatory and legal compliance, and monitoring and measurement systems. And they have recommended some good practices like conduct water pinch analysis, install a smart water system, and we can think on like IoT based and digital twin technologies, where digital twin technologies will give the generally we know the preventive maintenance and breakdown maintenance, but it gives the predictive maintenance. So at the same time, like using IoT based, IoT is almost like ears and eyes of the system. So it gives a real time monitoring data. So implementation of the waste heat recovery systems, and use energy efficient pumps and aerators and treatment systems. And so these are these kind of the recommendations. We have done the brainstorming exercise in form of how we can reduce the water consumption because of the limitations, because as I said earlier, we can recycle but we can't reuse. So these are the areas
Sir,
where
we are
we have done the
producing. That's exactly my point. We are
yes, yes,
producing,
yes.
and we work very, very closely with CII. In fact, our projects have been awarded by them. So the attention I would like to draw to the fact that yes, we have a technology, Metri Aquatech, which is producing the world's purest, safest, healthiest water available anywhere, anytime, under any circumstance on tap. In fact, the innovations are already, have been scaled up, and we are happy to share that we are the world's largest producer as of today, having presence in 41 countries. So this is something where CII plays a very important role. So do champions, thought leaders like you. And this was the submission that while we uh, do not deny that other measures have to be taken, but this manufacturing of water direct from air is something that is the future, that is going to actually redefine the way we think and use water. So with that, I come to Tony here, and Tony, digressing totally from these question that we had written down. I will ask you a very, very basic and simple question, because while uh, logistics and transportation go hand in hand, and it's a very, there are trackers and there are frameworks and forms and compliances. Do you ever do anything for the drinking water for the drivers and cleaners, and when they are traveling, or are they simply filling their very poorly produced and used many time over? I've seen those plastic bottles. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. So, as I said, that we are an asset-light company at the moment. We don't really own fleets. We just enable the movement for our customers across road transportation, ocean, and air. And specifically when it comes to road transportation, our warehouses and our transshipment centers are equipped with drinking water that is available, restrooms, drinking water, washrooms that are available for visitors, and these truck drivers that visit, they can rest, they have good clean water, access to good clean water. But one of the things is that we don't provide any bottles as such for them. So whatever they carry is what they have to carry. So these drivers are not actually directly associated with the company. So they work for multiple companies. The truck is theirs, or maybe with the associate who is working with us, they might own 5 or 10 trucks. They get associated with us. And since that truck is not limited to working with us only, that becomes a challenge when we do something for them. It's a benefit that is reaped by every other entity that they may work with. But apart from that, human rights is something that is very important to us, and clean water and access to washrooms for our people who are working with us for our operations is primary importance for us.
Thank you so much. So, coming to Manish once again, in terms of your usage and requirement and the gaps, what is your take on our offering, which is air to water generators, which are climate friendly, which are capable of working both on and off grid, and which can work around the clock and give you sustainable and pure water, natural water. There's nothing added, and we do mineralization so that it water meets the WHO standards. So, what is your take on that versus the water scarcity that your organization or sector faces?
Yeah, sir. First of all, I would like to tell that we are using the atmospheric water generator at one of our factory. It is a very good technology where there is no input, but only output is there. The only input is the electricity for running the machine. So it generates water from the atmospheric air, and we are getting pure water. As you told that it is pure water. So I feel that in the process, if we can we can directly use it. We don't require any kind of treatment for it, because there is we do testing of that water continuously. We can see that the TDS is very low and there is no other minerals or anything in that. It's a pure water. I think a sector like pharma or any other sector where the water quality is very important, and in textile also the quality of water is important. But this is beyond our quality expectations, so that it can be directly used in the processes to reduce the blue water dependency, like surface water dependency. It's a great technology, and it was new for us when we purchased it. We heard about it, and we were in doubt that how it will work function. So we took a demo, and we found that yeah, it is a good one, and we can directly use without any treatment. That was the point which we were getting. So the water we are using for drinking directly without any treatment now. So that is saving some electricity of RO plant and reducing the RO plant workload. And adding to that, we are not giving to the RO plant, so there is no rejected water also. So this is directly can be consumed for drinking, and I recommend that not only for drinking, it can be used for production processes also directly. So that is a great advantage here.
So thank you so much for your kind thoughts and real experience that you've had with AWG Water that Maitri is a proud producer of. Now, paucity of time, but still I will thank all the participants and hand it over back to our friends Akhil and Anubhuti. So maybe we extend by 10 minutes, take a couple of questions and manage it so we are able to do justice to the participants as well. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. So if it's okay with the panelists, we can extend for 10 to 12 minutes more and address few of the questions which have been addressed by our audience. Okay,
Sure. Yeah.
yeah. So the first question is to you, Tony. Uh, it says, "Hi, Tony. Very interesting what you mentioned about emission training. With your long experience in this industry, how do you think these practices to train have evolved? And how is the performance of these trainings evaluated to become an elementary process?"
So basically, I was talking about emissions trading system, which is more to do with emissions trading. But if I talk about training per se, these trainings are all available on various platforms. The two frameworks that are currently happening is around GHG protocol and ISO 14064. So these are the two frameworks. Now there are several other factors that are involved when it comes to electricity factors. DEFRA, there are other bodies that create these factors and update them from time to time. This is something that they have to post, and accordingly, those factors are used by us to calculate the emissions based on whatever we have undertaken under scope 1, 2, and 3 as per GHG protocol. But a lot of the sector is also exploring ISO as one of the areas, because I think the European Union monitoring, reporting and verification, that is EUMRV, is currently looking into ISO very closely. So there is something called as well to wake, sorry, so well to tank and tank to wake. These sort of terms are used in the emissions calculations under ISO. So that is something that we are still in the mix, where we don't know which way the emissions calculations might go. But currently we are at GHG protocol, and these trainings are definitely available. Since coming back to the training point, these trainings can be undertaken under various banners, and when you do this, it will help you understand even the product emissions, product footprint also. Like if you look at LCS, these days product has to, most of the products that companies are making, they are undertaking a life cycle assessment. Sometimes it may be cradle to gate or it may be cradle to grave. So that sort of assessments also look at carbon footprint all along the way, and the water footprint can also be assessed in the same manner for LCS. So that is something that can happen, and it will really help if people now start learning about not just carbon footprint in the LCA as a focus, but water footprint as well.
Great. Thanks a lot, Tony. I think
Thank you.
that was very informative, and you covered, the entire 360-degree about it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Our next question is from Mr. Rahul. In manufacturing apparel, water scarcity is already disrupting operations. This is for Mr. Manish. How can industries prepare for supply chain shocks linked to water availability?
Yeah, as I told that we need to have a water footprint analysis in the entire supply chain, and there should be awareness to the supply chain and to the total people who are working in this field, that their water can be generated from different atmospheric air, and we can use water from rainwater source, and how to treat it, how to use it, that could be one of the thing. But saying that apparel industry is completely dependent on water, if water has the quality issues, will directly impact the quality of the garment which is being manufactured. And if the water is not available, the complete entire manufacturing will be stopped. So here, one of the incident which I would like to highlight here, that water is not present, then everything will stop. That we have experienced there. During one of the summer, I told that we faced the water scarcity, and one day one of the factory has run out of water completely. The stocks are over, everything is over. One summer, the complete production has stopped in that day, and everybody, including the top to bottom, including me, has realized that if water is not there, none of the activities are going to happen in any of the manufacturing industry. Now, not only at industry, if at home also, nothing will cooking, nothing will be happening. So water is a essential part. So we need to reduce the water footprint. That is one way. And second is water cannot be zero, because without water cannot happen. So we need to identify multiple sources. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Thanks a lot for that. Yeah.
Sure. So the next question is for Mr. Ramarnath. Sir, I hope we have you with us.
Yes.
Okay, sir. So the pharma sector is water intensive. How many liters of water is processed or consumed to produce 1 liter of DM quality water? And approximately the cost of producing 1 liter of DM water, and the opportunities which exist for scaling wastewater reuse and green chemistry practices across industries beyond pharma.
So generally, this DM water production typically involves like pre-treatment, RO, and ion exchange, and other chemicals and process requirement. So when if you consider all these cost taking into consideration, so it will be around it will take the quantity around 2 to 2.5 liters of raw water is required to produce 1 liter of DM water. And the cost will be at around per liter, it is around like 1.5 to 2 rupees per liter of DM water. And yes, regarding the as part of the pharma sector has been an early adopter due to the ZLD mandates and complex effluents. So we are reusing this scaling wastewater also in our utilities.
Right.
Great.
Thank you, everyone. I believe we have received a lot many questions, but in the interest of time, we will be sharing these questions with our esteemed panelists, and then we'll be getting back to the audience with whatever questions they have. We'll be sharing these questions with the relevant panelists based on their background or in the industry which they are working in, and we'll definitely be getting back to you with the answers, right? So with that, as we bring this edition of AquaTalks to close, I'd like to, extend my deepest gratitude to our panelists once again, Mr. Amarnath, Mr. Tony, and Mr. Manish, for such a thoughtful, practical, and future-focused perspectives. And a very big thank you to our moderator, Mr. Asim, for guiding the conversation with nuance and vision. So today, what we have heard makes one thing very clear. Water is no longer a background operational concern. It is a strategic horizon. Whether it is green chemistry and zero liquid discharge in pharma industry, or ESG-led transformation in global logistics, or circular design and water neutrality in clothing and fashion industry. I mean, every insight which got shared today pointed to a future where water is central to how industries grow, how businesses stay relevant, and how societies thrive, right? So at AquaTalks, our mission is to turn thought into action, to bring together stakeholders across disciplines and geographies united by one vision, a water secure, sustainable tomorrow, right? We are talking about 2030 and beyond. So to our wonderful audience who have tuned in today for this AquaTalks session, thanks a lot for joining us and for your engagement and for your wonderful questions and for also being a part of this growing community. I mean, we have successfully completed today 8 episodes of AquaTalks in 2025, and we'll be having many and many more soon. So with that, we'll see you again for the next AquaTalks session. As always, on the last Friday of the month.
Special thanks to Anubhuti and Akhil. They work behind the scenes and very briefly come in front of the camera, but they are the real architects. Hats off to them and the entire Metri team and all the participants, all the panelists. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend ahead and stay water conscious always. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of
Thank you,
Thank
team.
you once
Thank you,
again.
everyone.
Thank
Thank you all.
Thank you very
Have a
much.
great evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you all. Wonderful evening and a great weekend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.